Hi guys, obviously I'm Stuart Hines. I'm here with Tess Kersott-Cole. For some of you that were a part of the workshop earlier this year, I used Tess as one of our case studies in regards to the high performance HIIT protocol. I've been working with Tess for quite a while. We're going to bring you a little bit about her story and a bit of the background of some of the adversity that she's gone through and some of the triumphs as well. So thanks for joining us, Tess.
No worries.
It's always a pleasure to have you here. I've been treating Tess for how long now, do you think?
I think my first treatment from you was when I was about 11 years old.
Yeah, okay. So it's been a little while now. Obviously you can see that she's not 11 years old anymore. She's grown into a big, powerful young woman at the moment. She's currently our under-18 national 400-metre champion, which is fantastic. Tess, we want to talk a little bit about, your history and what you've been through and so forth. And obviously for you, you've obviously had this ongoing hip issues, obviously related to load and all that sort of stuff. So do you want to tell us a little bit about how that started for you and what you used to feel and how it used to restrict you?
It started as a bit of stiffness in the hip, and then it progressed to the point where every time I lifted my hip, I'd get a shooting pain. I felt like I couldn't lift my leg whatsoever. It would hurt in the mornings, it would hurt at the night. The only sort of relief I would ever get from it was getting a massage or resting. As soon as my load at training would go up, so would the pain. Got to points where I was convinced I couldn't walk, and
Something that she's also amazing at, as opposed to just running fast on the track, and that's obviously she does a lot of horse riding as well, and she lives on a property with thoroughbred horse riders. You want to tell us a little bit about what happened with the Pony Club accident?
Yeah, so I was show jumping at Leadale when my horse bolted. I was knocked off my horse and hit the ground quite hard. I was knocked out on impact, had a seizure for quite a few minutes because my brain had swelled and couldn't swell anymore. So I had to rest for 6 weeks to let that go down before I could return to training as normal.
So having both of those adversities and then coming back, tell us a little bit coming back after the accident,
It was really, really, really hard at the start. Every time my load would go up a tiny bit, I'd find I'd get dizzy, I felt sick, I wanted to faint. Because every time I trained, my swelling up in my brain would go up a bit. And then, I said to everyone was saying, is it really worth continuing? And I was pretty determined to get back on the track because it's what I love doing. And so I said to my coach, look, let's do what we have to do to get me there. And I put in, it was about 4 weeks of just really hard training. My body was just under so much load a week out from Vic Juniors. My body started to crumble because of the amount of load it was under. And 2 nights before Vic Juniors, I was at Stewie's house saying, help me. My body had pretty much given up on me, and
Yeah, so that night before the Vics I obviously got a text from Mum saying, things aren't good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like she's going to be able to run. We're not sure what's going on, and the hip is sort of seized up. So,
yeah.
So and there was obviously some significant lower back pain as well with
Yeah.
you as well. So one of the things, Tess obviously come over and we had a bit of a look, and sure enough, we started to see there was some like a holding pattern there for her for sure, and obviously the hip flexion was an issue to get the hip up without any pain. There was lower back and obviously all the other restrictions with it. So
yeah.
I did what we could, and obviously did my hip protocol, which I normally do with Tess anyway. So obviously it's a matter of unlocking the hip extension restrictions, and then obviously the adductor and the glute med taped you up as well, didn't we? And look, there was no doubt we got some change quite quickly, and then it was going to be was just throw to the gods and see how you're going to pull up.
Just see how I go, and ran the race. I was running my heat. I felt fine. Little bit of pain. Pulled up with a little bit of pain. Just did everything Stewie said. Stewie helped me out, and then turned up for the final next week with little, if any, expectations of how I was going to go. I was honestly just happy to make the final in the state I was in, and just somehow something happened, and I managed to take out the win.
Yeah.
It was like a miracle.
So not only did you have a win, but your time was pretty special too, wasn't it?
It was my best time in a year and a half since I'd had the hip injury ongoing. My training hadn't been as normal, and I'd been up and down with training sessions with the accident and everything, but yeah.
So, what I mean, it's just an amazing season. You had everything. I mean, it's just been a complete Cinderella story, hasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, at the end of the day, you would never have thought
Never.
you would ever have
No.
achieved what you achieved this year.
Yeah, I've achieved this year more than I've ever achieved in years that nothing's gone wrong, sort of thing. So
Great.
it just makes the win all the better.
Fantastic. And the good thing is, you don't have hip pain at the moment
No,
either as well.
no
do you,
hip
mate?
pain. For the first time in 4 years, I have zero hip pain.
That's fantastic.